We're gonna start out a little different today. So kind of tell me a little bit about what you're doing currently, as a career and all of that good stuff. What are you doing? And your age. Go ahead and tell us your age. And let's see, let's throw a cool one out there. And are you single, married, whatever, dating? What's that? Okay, cool. For starters, I'm Kennedy. Yeah. I'm 24 years old. I just turned 24. January 1st. Okay. I am currently in a relationship. We've been together for 3 years. Wow. Wow. So, that's that. And then, hey, that's a long time, girl. Yes. Oh, shucks. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. For career, I am a nurse. I've been a nurse almost 2 years in February. Okay. So about a few more weeks and then I'll hit the 2 year mark. And then I own my own business selling bundles, wigs, lace closures, yeah, rifles. Yeah, and it's not that ghetto stuff either. Like I see a lot of girls selling stuff and it's like kind of ghetto. I'm like, man, this ain't nothing like what Kennedy got going on. That's really cool. And you seem to hit it. And I really love how you're marketing that thing. Like, would you say something has been seen or something like that? Yeah, yeah. Mink Junkie has been spotted. I thought that was really cool, really clever. So let's go ahead and talk. So officially, you are a nurse right now. I met you as a young lady. You was I think you were still in high school, correct? Senior year. Yeah. And you came a long way. So since I knew you then, I was like, man, this little girl is a hustler. Like she is out here to get it. And so what were kind of some of those things, especially through your younger years, all the way up to your older years, that you kind of like fed off of to give you fuel within your drive? One, I would say my mom being a single mom, it's always been me and her in the household, I would say. My dad is very active in my life, so I don't really need a single mother. But right, I got you. And then my dad has his own businesses. Okay. He's on Metro PCS stores. He had his own independent phone store, but he transitioned to more of a franchise. Okay. For Metro PCS. Oh, cool. He's on multiple. He's downsized now, but just seeing him and literally quit his job one day. Wow. And just go into entrepreneurship. Yeah. And, I mean, he succeeded. So right. I think that just put it in my mind, like, hey, you can do this. Wow. Because, I feel like growing up, like, you don't really see us right in those type of areas. So seeing my dad do that, I think that pretty much fueled me. Wow. So is that what's still fueling you today, or is it money? Is it status? Today, no. Okay. It's probably just I know the lifestyle I want for myself. And I like nice things. Yeah. I have to be successful. And just my mindset, like I feel like I do have a different mindset from people my age. Right. And I see that as I get older. But just the lifestyle that I want. Right. I don't want to be basic. I don't want to be average. Nah, yeah. I want the finer things in life. Yeah, basic is just basic. Like, so okay, and so you obviously you're a nurse now. You're obviously a hustler. Oh, and you say you're dating. That's what it was. That's what I was getting to. And you say you're dating a young man. Y'all been together for 3.5 years or so. What with all of this hustling that you do, how do you balance social life, working, entrepreneurship? How do you balance that? It's hard, and it was hard in college. Yeah, college was just hard. Right. Nursing school was hard for me. Right. So that I feel like my social life went out the window. Yeah. Yeah. But getting out of college, I had so much more freedom now. I wasn't used to it. Right. So that was an adjustment for me. But balancing it now, I think both of us we talk about our needs. Okay. And I think that's the most important thing. Like talking about when we sat down for not really sat down, but when we talked about New Year's resolutions type thing. Right. His goal was let's go on dates more. Okay. Cool. Yeah. If you didn't tell me that, I would never know. Right. So that's our goal for this year, to date more. It's a balance. It's hard. Okay.
And then I have such a huge family.
You got a big family, yeah. And y'all seem to be close.
Yes,
Yeah,
we are
yeah,
very,
yeah, yeah.
very close.
Yeah.
So, adjusting to being with my family all the time versus having a partner and
Right.
incorporating their family or trying to do holidays with their family, that
Right.
was an adjustment for me, and it's still an adjustment for me. So I'm learning as I go.
That is a journey, Ken. I'm gonna tell you now, because like even my wife and I, we're getting ready to celebrate our 19th wedding anniversary. And to thank you. And we were together 3 years prior to that as well. And so 22 years total. And till this day, we still have that challenge of balancing family time because we live here in Columbia, South Carolina, by the way. We live here in Columbia, and both of our family is in the same town, which is a smaller town, Anderson. And so whenever we go home for holidays, we're like bouncing back and forth, and that's a bit challenging, you know what I'm saying? But like you said before, definitely communicating is key. And so that's just one of those things you got to continue to grow in and keep, you know what I'm saying? So for anyone out there that may be kind of dealing with some challenges of balancing their social life, and school or whatever, what would you tell them to kind of like encourage them, push them, or what words would you be able to say to them?
I would say a planner helps. You have to set aside time for yourself because if you don't pour into yourself, your mental health takes a toll.
Right.
There was a time where I used to come home every weekend from college, and when I got into the actual nursing program, I wasn't able to do that anymore. So I had to set aside, like, okay, I'm going to come home this weekend. I'm going to stay here for a month, and then I'll come back home. Like I think planning. And it might sound like crazy to plan a date with your friends, like, just those spontaneous things, but if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. But you also have to set aside that personal time for yourself. And don't just school, yes, you want to get good grades, get through it, but your mental health is important as well.
Right. So you consider yourself a planner? Like everything you pretty much do, like do you kind of try really? Wow. So do you like physically write it down and like
I wouldn't say physically write it down. I do use reminders on the iPhone app.
Okay.
And I do use the calendar on the iPhone app.
Really?
So yes.
So like how do you deal with maybe bigger goals, like whatever bigger goals you may have and things of that nature? How do you
Now those I do right now.
Okay. Okay. And like kind of give me because I'm gonna be honest, I'm a freestyler. I can wake up and just what we doing today kind of person. You know what I'm saying? And that's just my nature now. I think there are some benefits to that, but then again, there are a lot of downfalls to that as well. So what does just kind of break down to me maybe what a bigger goal? I mean, because a lot of young adults may need to learn this a little bit and get a perspective from another young adult who's kind of going through this as well.
My boyfriend is like that too. He's smart.
Yeah. Okay. What does he? May I ask what kind of career is he in? What does he do? Oh yeah, got you.
And he doesn't have set hours.
Uh-huh.
So that creates a whole new thing.
We like that though. Yeah, we like that. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But so a goal for mine was to buy a house. When I got out of college, started my nursing career, I moved back with my mom.
Okay.
Still there.
Okay.
I did not meet my deadline.
Okay.
Which was disappointing for me just because I am a planner and I had set that out for myself. But also I learned to give myself grace.
Got you.
I'm 24 years old. Well, yeah, I'm freshly 24.
You're right. Like what, a couple of weeks ago? Yeah.
So I've learned to give myself grace.
Yeah, that's good. That's good, Ken.
I mean, I feel like I'm doing well for,
Absolutely.
24 years old. And my goal was when I moved out of my mama's house to buy a house. I didn't want to go rent anything. I didn't want to live in an apartment. Like I said, it's just me and her. So she has no timeline for me. I can stay there forever.
Right.
But I had put that pressure on myself, like, oh, I'm going to stay here for a year and stack, and then I'm going to buy me a house. And when that deadline came, I was disappointed. And I just had to give myself grace. So I'm a planner, but also I feel like I look up to the people that's kind of spontaneous.
Got you.
Like,
Got you.
I like that aspect.
Got you.
I wish that I could be more in that
Wow.
lane sometimes.
Wow.
And planning, I mean, planning is great. Planning gets you ahead.
Right.
It does
Absolutely.
for you.
Absolutely.
But I sometimes wish that I could just chill and not.
Yeah.
But I will say when you're doing like a big goal, you have to set small goals.
Right. Okay. Got
So
you.
say like I'm just rambling off numbers, but okay, I wanted to buy a house. I have to say, okay, I'm going to put $250 every 2 weeks towards my savings, or like those small goals, right? So you can see your improvement towards that big goal.
Oh wow, yeah. Now that's good. Oh, I remember that. Oh, when we bought that house, that was a process for me. Being a spontaneous person and then like having to tell yourself no, like, and that's one thing I think that a goal does that a lot of people don't talk about. A goal makes you have restrictions and make you say no to a lot of things if you want to meet that goal. And that I sound weird saying that because I'm such a spontaneous person, but I sit and I watch my wife. Now, my wife is a black and white planner. Now she has some creative gifts. And she is a black and white planner.
I wonder if that's like a woman thing.
No, not at all. Not at all. No, not at all. I think that's kind of a stigma, but I've met a lot of females who just just freestyle. And I think it's just a personality thing. Because I know a lot of guys, like actually my mentor, Pastor Dwayne White, he is actually like planner. Like he has notebooks upon notebooks and journals upon journals of things that he just planned out throughout his life from a kid. Like, wow. And he's a grown like 50-year-old man. You know what I'm saying? And so, but I do understand and know, because I'm not a planner, I gotta surround myself with planners, but I also think that the reverse may be true as well, that it may be good for a planner to sometimes put spontaneous people in their lives to kind of maybe learn to kind of loosen up a little bit. Yeah, because I can go off on the right end and my wife can just be straight serious, and but I'm gonna be honest, sometimes, because I know you mentioned that your boyfriend is that way. Sometimes that can cause a little strife. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it can cause a little strife. But we need y'all and y'all need us. You understand what I'm saying? It is. And but no, that's good stuff. Now, how long ago? Now, obviously, I met you young. Excuse me, I met you young at Chick-fil-A, all that good stuff. Now, how long ago did you actually leave there, or were you there like for a little while? Or I was there from until I got my nursing degree. So that was February of 2022. Really? Wow. I didn't know you were there that long. You say 2022. So COVID was what, 2020 to about no, February of 2023. Oh, when I quit. Yes. Really? Yes. Wow. I didn't know you were there that long. Yes. Wow. That's awesome. Because I love Chick-fil-A. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. Do you still go back there? You still go back and visit? Yes. Yeah. I get off. So I go back there often. Awesome. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know you were there that long. And Chick-fil-A helped pay my way to school. I got a scholarship. Yeah. So helped me there. I wasn't. Yeah. See, I wasn't thinking. Yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely some benefits to that. Yeah. So now we're gonna go to the hot topic here. Social media. What role does the social media play in your life? I think it plays a big role. Okay. Unfortunately. Okay. It's just like social media is just too accessible. Okay. Like, okay. Bored. Okay. And I need to replace strolling. Okay. Maybe reading a book. Like, seriously. This is the planner coming out right now. Okay. Okay. I need to replace it with something
productive, something that
really.
keeps my mind going.
Okay. It's so weird. I'm just falling in love with TikTok and
yes, I was on the TikTok train late. Like
yeah, me
everybody
too.
got on
Me too.
TikTok. I think COVID.
Yeah,
TikTok had got
yeah,
popular. I'm
yeah,
like, I don't know.
yeah.
I don't even know what social media on my phone. Got on TikTok, been in love since. And my boyfriend was the same way. I'm like,
Yeah.
TikTok. And he started strolling on mine.
Yeah.
He a
Wow. Wow. Yeah, because I was like, because when it first came, I was like, what's these dances? I'm like, that's so lame. Like, why would anybody? And look
But
at me
it's so
now.
informational.
It is. It is.
Very informational.
It is. I think they do a great job of tuning in on the things that you're interested in and that kind of draw your attention, because that's really what it, I mean, it's kind of a good thing and a bad thing depending upon where your attention is, you know.
Right.
So okay, so speaking of TikTok, so now you know you're 24. There's a generation behind you. It seems like the younger you kind of go, the deeper you go in age, people are more dependent upon social media, and then not even dependent, but like you know maybe like a generation or so behind you. That's all they know. Like that's all I know. My son, he's getting ready to turn 12 on the 28th, and he was in I think second grade when COVID was here. And so I remember him like second grade and maybe some of third grade, like not even going to school, but like everything was on a computer. And so I can definitely tell like the socialization skills of that age is a lot different. And so social media is almost like real life. What are your thoughts about that?
I hate social media. I really do. Like you said, I feel like it takes away their social skills.
Yeah.
They're too dependent on it.
Yeah.
And I feel like when I have children, I don't want them to have social media until they are able to have their own mindset. Social media influences a lot of what you believe, what you think, your day to day, how you dress, how you feel about yourself.
Right.
Like, I feel like if you're not strong minded, social media can influence you a lot. And kids, they're sponges. They soak up everything.
Right.
So if you're not really like monitoring, and I feel like it could be a healthy balance. But I feel like parents or the community or the village has to do their due diligence with social media and monitoring what goes into what's on your child's social media or what they're seeing, how much time they're spending on it. Like, and I do like the in South Carolina how they're doing the no phones in school now. I do agree with that. I mean, I think it's all day. Is it correct?
It's all day.
Nah, I don't know about that because I feel like they could be able to use it in between periods or something like that. Or at lunch.
I don't even think they can. From my understanding, they can't even have. Yeah, my son doesn't have a phone, but from my understanding, they can't even have him on campus. Possibly, I could be wrong.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. I could be wrong, but I think, I do remember seeing kids with them, like maybe at the bus, waiting on a bus or something like that. So I don't know so maybe they can have them during certain times. I'm not 100% sure.
I hope they can have them during certain times.
Yeah.
That's a little bit much. That's a big transition.
Right. It is. And I'm like, yeah. Because I ain't gonna lie. They kind of make me feel some kind of way. Not outside of the safety part, meaning like, shooters and all that stuff, it still kind of made me feel some kind of way because I'm like, man, somebody tell me that I can't use my phone. It's kind of tough. But I do, like you said, I agree. I totally understand why they do it because it's a distraction. As a matter of fact, I know a little kid today who parents got an email that said that because I think they were having testing today, and so this particular child, which I'm not gonna call any names, was playing games on one tab and like doing a test on another. So I think because of and that's not necessarily social media, I think. Yeah. But it's still almost that social media mindset that I gotta be doing something on the computer at all times. Go ahead, what are you saying?
And I will say I think social media takes away our attention span.
Got you.
Like it makes our attention span shorter. Even with TikTok, like I find myself speeding up the videos during the playback speed, or even when I'm watching YouTube videos. Like, yeah, let's get to the point. Like, what are we doing? So I feel like it does have an effect on your attention span as well. And I'm not saying social media is all bad, like at all.
What are some benefits? What are some benefits you think that come from social media?
Marketing.
Okay.
You're able to promote yourself.
Got you.
With my business, if
right.
I didn't have social media, I don't feel like I would be out handing out business cards. I'm just not that type.
Do you even have business cards?
I do.
Really? Okay. Okay.
But I don't really hand them out. Like, they're just sitting there, or I put them like when I have orders, I'll put the business card in. But like, I'm not about to sit out.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Kennedy.
But if social media wasn't a thing, that's what you would have to do.
Right.
So
right.
But I feel like social media, I mean, it's good. It's informative.
Yeah.
It's very
It is. It is.
A lot of people's opinions and values and different things that you might have not even thought of that you get to see. And it's funny. It's good for your mental health. It's funny. I get on TikTok and just laugh away.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not all bad.
Yeah.
I feel like for kids, it just needs to be monitored.
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely agree. Now I don't do X. I just heard so many negative things about it, I don't do X. I mean, I just do certain ones. And mainly, unfortunately, the one that I really like is TikTok right now. I used to like Instagram, but Instagram
Instagram is too serious.
Yeah, they like
people are only posting their good stuff.
Yeah. So
TikTok, somebody might get evicted and they might Instagram is too serious.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts about that? About people not being real per se on social media?
I mean, I can't blame them.
Yeah, I got you.
I can't blame them. But that's why I like TikTok, I guess. But yeah, I can't blame people for not, because people are so judgmental. So, but I will say, when you're looking at people social media, you have to take the good and the bad. Like, people are only going to post what's good in their life. They might post that they on a trip, but car just got reversed.
Right.
You just never know. Or with relationships, they might post, happy times, but they might be going through it. So I feel like you just have to take social media with a grain of salt.
Wow. That I think, and I agree. I agree with that. I think that there's also one thing that I'm learning, through this podcasting journey is that some of the most successful podcasts, oh Jesus, I keep hitting this thing. Some of the most successful podcasters, some of the most successful YouTubers are genuine, and they kind of and they share the real, you know what I'm saying? Because I think that yes, social, like, I think there's a time and place and certain things you should and shouldn't share. I'm kind of getting into this thing now where I'm kind of like, I'm okay with y'all knowing that I'm personally not great with money, and my wife may handle the money, but I still see that as a positive thing, because my wife and I may be I'm using her strength and she's using my strength.
You even have a partner that can hold you up in that type of way.
Right. And so I think that sometimes it has, and then it could be, Kennedy, it could be an age thing, because like, I really don't care what people, think about me as much as I did in my 20s. Because when you're in your 20s, your image is a lot, because you're not, most of the time people aren't married, or they may be single. They may not be in a career. So it's important to someone that may be in their 20s and maybe even their early 30s to put on this mask of perfection so that you can try to draw in the attention that you desire. You know what I'm saying? But now that I'm 40 something, I'm like, man, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. And so that's kind of my thoughts on some of that. But again, I do understand why people don't put it all out there too. So Oh yeah, this is a good one. So when earlier you was talking about goals and you did mention a house. When some of your goals or a particular goal isn't met, what does that do for you? Since you're saying that you're a planner, and how do you kind of bounce back from that?
Um, so I feel like mentally, that situation did like take a toll on me mentally.
Okay.
But like I said, you have to give yourself grace. Like you just have to give yourself grace. Like everything happens for a reason.
Right, right.
And whether it's now, whether it's tomorrow, whether it's 2 years from now, like, everything happens for a reason. So I feel like everything is in alignment with what God already.
Absolutely.
So I think having faith is what in those type of situations it is what keep me sane.
Got you.
Situations like I had Airbnb. That didn't go so well. I mean, I wasn't financially hurt, but it didn't make sense for me.
Okay.
Anymore. So I would say like that's not a failure. Like I still did. I still was able to learn from it. I still was able to grow from it. I still know how to do it again or know
Okay.
how to do it differently. So I wouldn't look at it as a failure, but it's something that just didn't work for me. I had it for a year, and after that lease was up, I ended the lease. I renewed the lease. But so I mean, I wouldn't look at stuff like I don't look at that situation as a failure. And once again, if I want to do it again, I can do it again.
Right.
Have the knowledge to do it again. So I think mindset is important and how you look at stuff. And also another thing that I like live by is like it already happened.
Got you.
So you can't change what happened. You can't change, you can't change the past, whether that's relationships or whatever happens in your life. It already happened. So how do we move forward? What's the next step? How do we overcome this? How do we get to a different situation? Right. So I think that mindset is important.
Got you.
You just have to look at the positive. The glass is.
Got you. Half full, not half. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yes. So do you think that? Now let's talk about Kennedy. So do you think? Let's go back to the house situation. Do you think that because of the social media culture, that do you think that had some type of influence on your decision? Well, not decision, but on how you kind of felt about the house situation and not reaching it? Because and I guess I'm gonna say it like this. And so, well, I'm gonna add this. Maybe seeing other people making certain steps and like doesn't make you feel like you're racing. I know I'm saying a lot, but
No,
yeah,
I understand that.
yeah.
Yes, it does. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. I think, like you said, seeing other people, and not even that I saw other people, but like just the flex of, oh, I bought a house, like that type energy.
Right. Right.
And I think that's something internal.
Right.
And where does that stem from? I don't know.
Got you.
So maybe that's something I have to work on or get down to the root of or
got you.
But yes, social media and just that type of flex that did I would say make me like, hey, I want to buy a house. Right. I mean, yes, it's a good financial, it puts you in a different financial situation, but social media did influence like, hey, I want to buy a house before, this, before I turn 25, whatever.
Got you. And I mean, and no pressure to you. I'm just kind of using that as an example because I mean, and I'm 40 something. Yeah, I may be coming into this whole I don't care or whatever y'all say kind of phase. But I mean, I've been in situations where social media has influenced me. And coming out and I want to just, because I do have this entrepreneurship thing on me. But like one thing I gotta understand as well, there's a certain direction that God desires that I go. So like I can't but when I see like the hottest business ideas, I'd be like, man, I could do that. Or man, I could do like the most recent thing was for me was real estate. Like I was like, man, I want to flip a house. that's easy money. Or I want to get a rental property. That's easy money. I could do that, and that's making money on its own. You know what I'm saying? But that may not be the path that I need to go, because after really sitting back and analyzing it, I'm like, man, that's a numbers game. I don't want to, and there's too many details involved. And so, thankfully, one thing I did do was I have a good friend, Brandon Kennedy. He was actually on a episode in the first season. Really great guy. He allowed me to come in and see the nooks and crannies of how things work for us, the real estate and investing. He's a major investor. And I remember Brandon, he said this on the podcast. He actually had his first investment property at 21 years old. I remember when he bought it. And so, he was and he knows a lot. It makes it sound so easy. But once I got in there and saw the nooks and crannies, I'm like, I can't do this.
You just took a real estate class in December.
Yeah.
I haven't gone to take the license, but I wanted to use it to be able to flip my own property,
right?
Properties and stuff. But
you don't need that to do that. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, but I want it to be the back end.
Yeah. Yeah.
From that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot, to say the least.
So have you ever sought out, or in any arena, sought out like mentorship or anything like that? Have you ever did that?
I haven't.
You haven't? Okay.
Yes. I feel like I need to be connected with the right people.
Got you. So
people be saying a whole lot of
right
stuff just to say a whole lot of nothing.
Got you. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I think there's a lot of that on YouTube, honestly. Not hating on anybody, but I think there's a lot of fluff. I call it fluff. That's being said. And so thankfully I've been around people that I've seen the fruit. Because if you don't, and I say see the fruit, like what are they producing? Like people can say something, but what are they producing? And then not only what are they producing, do I want what they're producing? Right. And so that was, so saying all of that to say, I saw what Brandon was producing. So I was able to learn a lot from him, see a lot from him. And then it was a great opportunity for me to say, I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? You're great at it, but I don't want to do that. So I think so maybe even, whatever you desire to do. I think mentorship is a great option, a great idea. Because even me personally, my personal life, I had a mentor, still have a mentor. He's still my mentor. He still has a lot of things to say about my life, and he helps me and my wife out a lot. I wouldn't know where I would be without mentorship. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of our people sometimes can get a little prideful. And I'm not talking about Kennedy here. This could be for somebody, you know what I'm saying, out there. I think sometimes our people can get a little prideful and be like, oh, I'll figure it out. Yeah, you're smart and you can figure it out, but there's someone who has already figured it out. Right. And all you gotta do is just learn.
Yeah. I would definitely be open to a mentorship, but I feel like I just haven't sought it. Like
Got you.
It comes, but I just haven't I'm
gonna be honest, it's a cheat code, Ken. It's a cheat code.
I definitely think so.
It is a cheat code because I definitely think that you're super gifted. I think that you're super talented. I think if you got around the right person, Kennedy, you would be a billionaire for real. Because just seeing, no, for real, and just seeing the things that you did at a young age, and even your mind, you know what I'm saying, it's different. And so I definitely think if you got around the right people, you would be something stupid. Like I'd be like, man, I knew her. Like for real. Yeah, like look, y'all, she on my pocket. for real though. But no, I mean, really consider that, Ken. Because you got to think, because I mean, even I think our parents are our first mentors. Because I mean, you're saying that you saw your dad and saw the hustle that he had, and was able to see some of the things that he did. And I think sometimes, we can find that at a different level. And one thing, I don't know why I'm talking about this whole mentorship thing right now, and one thing that I learned as well was that it's great to step outside of the family and away from someone and something that you're familiar with, because sometimes we can discount that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Even though they may be producing, but we can sometimes discount those that we're kin to or close to, because they, that's my cousin or that's so and so. You know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah. My dad can tell me something, and then another person can come behind and tell me, like, oh, my daddy told me that, but because you said it.
Yeah. Okay. No, but yeah. So anyway, so what are some ultimate goals that you may have right now?
Obviously people, I want to get married.
Right.
Have children. I want to have a healthy environment. Mental health has been important to me. Okay. Within the last year, anxiety has just come upon me.
Wow.
I have never been wow. In college, like test anxiety.
Got you.
That, but never just like going down the street.
Right.
Anxious.
Right.
Like, and so I think now I'm prioritizing mental health. Like,
got you.
I don't really, I have goals for myself, but I'm not putting myself on a timeline anymore. I feel like I have reached a certain level of success right now where I'm okay. I'm comfortable. I don't have any children, so I don't have, I guess, like a push or a drive right now. Like, I'm okay. And it's okay to be okay. It's okay to just chill. Right. I don't have to. Right.
And I think just this culture right now, I think it can be a good thing or a bad thing. I think we talk about a lot of the negative stuff, but I think it's a rat race like never before, and so, and again, like I said, I've been in it, and with that can come anxiety, because I know, because I was there, like I was just like, man, I am 30 something and I ain't got such and such and such and such, or I ain't got, X amount of money in the bank, or I ain't got this, or I ain't got that. And so that itself, I believe, can add to anxiety. And yeah, so I think now, because of the culture, I think that's where a lot of that can come from. I'm not a doctor. I'm not saying that's what your issue is. I'm just saying that I think because of the culture and even just like the marketing of just certain things right now, and it makes you feel like you need to have it, or you need to be able to afford certain things, or you need to be able to be at this lifestyle by this date or this time, and that's not true. One of the things that I'm learning now also, Ken, is that what does Jermaine really want? Because and what helped me do that as well is I just got in a quiet place. I just stopped doing the whole social media thing for a little bit, step away. I had just time alone and really put effort into saying, what does Jermaine want? I think if more people did that, the influence of life kind of leaves them, because what you want. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
Yeah,
I need to do that.
Yeah, because sometimes we're being influenced whether we know it or not, but just because of all the noise in our ears, and just sometimes just get away and just, what do I really want, and so, but I learned that from someone else. So that's not a Jermaine thing. So I can't, and so, but I definitely think that is definitely a benefit. Where am I at here? We coming up on the end, Ken. I know you're like, man, Jermaine drilling me. I ain't mean to get drilled. Like,
I'm good. I love
Got you. All right. Okay. This is a cool question that I kind of cheated on it a little bit, but no, you were talking about kids, you were talking about marriage and all that, and family and all that good stuff. What legacy would you like to leave for your family or community or those close to you? That's not a that's not a tangible, not money, not gifts. Like what do you want to be remembered by, or what do you want to be able to put in those around you to be able to say, hey, I left this in the earth?
I'm glad that you said not tangible, because that's what I was going to say. I mean, money is good, wealth is good, but I think the legacy I want to leave behind is just being a good person.
Okay.
Being a woman of substance. And I feel like, so I'm an only child.
Okay.
Well, I'm my mom's only child.
Got you.
So I grew up in a house, just me.
Got you.
I do have, my dad has 2 other children.
Okay.
We're close, but in the household, it was only me. So I feel like that created a very selfish mindset in me. And my boyfriend, he has multiple siblings. So he has called me out on that selfishness so much.
Yeah.
But in that moment, I might be like, okay, whatever. But I really take it in. And I feel like now that I'm in a position to do so, I give a lot.
Awesome.
More.
Awesome.
I give a lot more. And I feel good after that.
Awesome.
I just want to leave behind a legacy. To answer your question, I just want to leave behind a legacy of being a good person.
Wow. Okay. Yeah,
I think character is the most important thing.
Yeah, it is. I didn't realize you were only child. So okay, so now that's interesting. So how was the college experience for you, being the only child? Did you have roommates?
I did have roommates, and so my first year, I had a roommate and then 2 other suite mates. And I went home every day. Not that I had a bad roommate. Like, we were...
Right. No, I totally understand that.
But I also had, like, my personal space as well.
Right.
So I went home every weekend.
Wow.
My
Okay.
first semester of college, I went home every...
Wow. Wow.
And then that second semester rolled around, and that was COVID. So we got sent home. But
got you. That's cool, girl. You give me some confidence. We got an only child, because I'm like, I haven't met good only children, you know. But nah, all jokes aside. But no, that's some. Yeah.
I don't know, like,
yeah.
My boyfriend, but the click for me.
Yeah, y'all do think different. And I was an only child for almost 5 years, so I can relate to only children too, because it was all me for 5 years, and I can even remember when it was only me for even just 5 years. And then and I also remember when my brother came along, how much I hated him. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you're taking my spotlight, you know. So, but he good people now. Yeah, yeah.
But I think being the only child played into my friendships as well.
Really?
Yeah, just the selfishness and not necessarily other people's feelings. But now that I'm older, like, I'm able to reflect, and I mean, I can't fault myself.
Yeah. Got you. So for a young adult out there that may be saying, you know, man, I'm looking to kind of get better. I'm kind of in a negative place right now. I think you may have answered this a little bit earlier, but we're going to kind of reiterate it if necessary. That may say, man, look, I am living with mom, and life is sucking. You know, I don't have anything to kind of look forward to. I really want to get out of this place. What would you say to that person?
I just had this conversation with someone close to me. They live with their parent, and they're a guy.
Got you.
So that, that stigma has a whole different ballgame in itself.
It does.
But I feel like it's 2025 now. Everything is high. Everything is expensive. If you live with your parents,
yeah. Got you.
Situation for you.
Yeah.
I think you have to put that mindset, like, out the window.
Right. Got you.
Totally out the window. Use that time to stack. Stack and get yourself in a position so when you move out, you're comfortable. You have that savings. If something happens, you have that backup.
Right.
So I think, like, mindset, how you look at this. You can look at it as, oh, I'm still living with my parents. I don't have nothing to show for, or this. Or you can look at it as, hey, this is how I still look with my mom.
Right.
So I look at it as this is a time where I'm saving. And every month, every paycheck, I'm putting something up to my savings. I'm paying my car off a little bit more. Like I'm not just blowing the money. I have a mindset like, okay, you can't stay there. but I feel like you just have to look at it. Like I said, the glass. Yeah. It's the mindset and it's your perception and your perspective.
Awesome. Man, Kenn, you spit bars today, girl. I appreciate you. So let the people know social media handles about Mink Junkie, Cup of Kenn, all that good stuff. Yeah.
Instagram is Cup of Kenn, CPOFKEN. Very, very childish, y'all. I done had that Instagram name since.
Yeah.
It's time to elevate. But that's it for now. Yeah. And then my business social media is Mink Junkie, MINKJUNKIE.
Awesome.
Follow me on all.
Awesome. She good people, y'all. So, cause she definitely came and spit game today. Great young lady. So, but no, thank y'all for listening to Practical Independence Podcast Show, and we'll see you on the next go round.